Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tatiana Anissa. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, welcome to the video, just welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and join the fam. I am back with another Colourpop collection review. Well, okay, not really collection review, but I did purchase all three palettes that are in this particular collection. This collection is called the Dark Blooms collection. And I did not purchase any lip products because I felt like they all looked pretty similar to all the ones that I already own. And the blushes were not really POC friendly, if I'm being completely honest. But the palettes are a different story. I had to pick up all three of these, but you guys, from first glance, I think this is Colourpop's best packaging they've done all year. I think these are so beautiful. I am so in love with these palettes just from the packaging alone, and oh, this is just so pretty. I think this is Colourpop's fall collection. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is the fall collection because this definitely does scream fall to me. And I'm so happy that I got my hands on all of these. Before I get started with this review, definitely follow my Instagram at tatiana.anissa so we can stay connected. Or you can follow me on my Twitter at tatiana.anissa. If you're one of those people that love Twitter, I love Twitter, so we can definitely stay in touch. But let's go ahead and get started. So, I want to start with this one right here. This is the Grandeur palette. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I really apologize. So all of these palettes retail for $14 each. And yes, this is their cardboard packaging, which I love. Oh, I prefer this kind of packaging over the plastic. I mean, I don't really care for the plastic. I love this. I love the feel of it. It's matte. It's really sleek. It's very pretty. So the color story of this one is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know a lot of people are probably like, girl, this is so neutral. But it's like not that boring neutral that you see in a lot of neutral palettes. Colourpop has put out a lot of neutrals this year, but this is a different neutral palette. There's like a blue shade in here called Monaco. It kind of is like bluish, greenish. There's a duochrome in here. What? Colourpop doesn't really do duochromes, but when they do, they kill it. I love duochrome shades. When Colourpop does duochromes, I get so excited because it's something different from them. And we need to see some different things in here. I know a lot of people are talking about Colourpop keeps duping themselves. And while that is partially true, this collection is different than anything we've seen Colourpop do. Yeah, like I feel like they're taking a bit of a risk, and I feel like depending on how this collection goes, that might sway them to make more risks in the future. I really don't know. Like, I don't really know. I don't work for Colourpop, but a girl can hope. This is the only palette that has a pressed glitter, so if you don't like pressed glitters, I'm sorry. There's only one out of all three that has a pressed glitter, and that is this one. This is actually the palette that I'm wearing today. I did use all three palettes yesterday, and I will put up some like little clips of me using the palette yesterday. It's not going to be the same look that I'm wearing today, but I used it yesterday and I recorded it, so I'm just going to insert that in here. But I used this one today for this look right here, and I love it. I went kind of neutral today, but I really, really love it, okay? I don't know how much more I can say. I love this look, and I'm really happy how it turned out, and I really like this palette, and this is definitely going in my like travel bag wherever with me because she's gorgeous. All right, so next let's talk about the Ornate palette because this one is definitely my least favorite, but I see what they did. I love that the packaging matches the shades in the inside. You know, sometimes Colourpop does this thing where the packaging does not match the inside of the shades, but with this one they did it, and I love it. I think this is a perfectly cohesive, curated palette. It's very beautiful. 2 out of the 4 shades in here I feel like could have been different colors, but the shades Charisma, Rival, Shh, and Tipsy, I feel like we could have kept maybe 2 of them could go, and we could keep 2 and then something else could replace those. So I'm excited about this last palette in this collection because this is the Baroque palette, and this one, she's different than anything we've ever seen from Colourpop. She's blue, she's gorgeous, but yet she's sultry. Look at how gorgeous this palette is. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. It's so unique, and I was not expecting this. When I saw sneak peeks of this on Instagram, I was like, is that Colourpop? Really? Like, this is so different, and I just wish and hope that Colourpop continues to do different palettes like this, if they start to do monochromatic palettes, but it's like the deeper, cooler tone spectrum of those monochromatic palettes in this form, in this packaging, like, I would be so happy. It's very cool toned, but it's different. It's really, really different, and I really love this one. This one's definitely my favorite, and then the Grandeur one is definitely my second favorite, and Ornate is my last favorite. But if you had to choose two palettes, I would definitely say pick up these two, okay? Or, okay, let's say you only want one. This is so hard. Honestly, if you're a neutral person, definitely pick up the Grandeur palette. But if you're that kind of person that loves color, go ahead and pick up the Baroque palette because you won't be disappointed. Get both of these. I mean, you really won't be disappointed. You guys can get these at Colourpop.com, or you can also get them at Ulta. This is at Ulta, so that's amazing. They also have the lip products as well. They don't have the blushes at Ulta. You have to go on the Colourpop website to get those. I do have some palette comparisons because I have literally almost every Colourpop palette that has came out, and I was able to do quite a bit of comparisons. The only one that I only have one comparison for is the Baroque palette, and I'm gonna start with that one because I'm talking about it. And that comparison is the Blue Moon palette. These are definitely completely different, and I just wanted to show these because you might just be wondering and curious. These are definitely not the same palette at all. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. This is not the same, but this is the only blue Colourpop palette that Colourpop has, so I thought this would be pretty cool to show, just in case you were wondering. Alright, but the Ornate palette has about 4 palettes that I can compare this to. So the first one I want to compare Ornate to is the Main Squeeze palette. I would say the shade Baywatch and Fever are pretty similar. Like, if you guys could see that. One, it has a little bit more of a reddish undertone to it. Next comparison I have is the, what is this called? The Whatever palette. This one is so pretty. I haven't even used it yet. I just got this one recently. And this is how, oops. Definitely safe to get the Ornate because it's pretty different. Then we have the All That palette, which I would say there's a couple of shades that are pretty similar, but overall, like, this is just, you're getting a different vibe from both of these palettes. This one's just a little bit more pinker. So this is the All That palette right here. And our last comparison for this palette is the X's and O's. This one's definitely not similar. Yeah, definitely not similar, but I still wanted to compare it in case people were wondering. Lastly, the Grandeur palette. I have 4 comparisons for this one. Of course, I had to compare this one to the Nude Mood palette. Not the same. This one low-key is like cool and warm tone mixed together. Definitely a different vibe from both of these. So if you have this one, it's safe to get this one. We have the That's Taupe. Definitely different, you guys. Not the same at all. Alright, and then we have Going Coconuts. Not the same, but I still wanted to show you guys these two. A couple of shades are similar. I would say this shade Velvet and Lovely Punch, but that's about it. Just those 2 shades. I have one more comparison, and that is the Good As Gold palette. I wanted to compare this because there's these darker tones in here and like glittery type shades. I feel like out of all of them, this one could be the most similar. If you don't like to carry these 12-pan palettes and you're really more of a 9-pan palette person, definitely get this. Out of all the palettes I just showed you guys for the Grandeur comparisons, I still prefer this one over all of them. These 2 palettes are definitely my new like favorites from Colourpop. I really enjoyed playing with these palettes. I've only played with these palettes for 2 days in a row, but I love them. I love every look I create. Today's look I really, really love. It's really sultry yet sexy, and your girl is really digging it. So yeah, I hope those comparisons were helpful. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.